Here's Gingrich, by the way, David Gregg. I said it was a great show. It really was yesterday. Really getting opened up like a cantaloupe yesterday by this guy, by Gregg. Let's listen.
Jobless rate now at 9%. You gave a speech on Friday in Georgia, and you said the following about this president.
You want to be a country that creates food stamps, in which case, frankly, Obama is an enormous success. The most successful food stamp president in American history. Or do you want to be a country that creates paychecks?
First of all, you gave a speech in Georgia with language a lot of people think could be coded racially tinged language, calling the president, the first black president, a food stamp president.
Oh,
what did you mean,
David,
and what was the point?
That's bizarre. This kind of automatic reference to racism, this is the President of the United States. The President of the United States has to be held accountable. Now, the idea that, and what I said is factually true, 47 million Americans are on food stamps. 1 out of every 6 Americans is on food stamps. And to hide behind the charge of racism, I have never said anything about President Obama which is racist.
Well, what did you mean?
Well, it's very simple. He has policies, and I used a very direct analogy. He follows the same destructive political model that destroyed the city of Detroit. I follow the model that Rick Perry and others have used to create more jobs in Texas.
Well, I mean, I don't know how else to explain this, Richard, except that he's an altacock, and that he's got his ideas so old, so yesterday. He's still talking like Reagan and food stamps and welfare queens and all that lingo we went through back in the 70s and 80s. We all got tired of it, all had that tinge to it we didn't like, and we dropped it. I mean, as a country, dropped it. The right wing even dropped it. They stopped talking in this dog whistle like only the white racists were going to hear you, because everybody hears you now. They know what the whistle sounds like. I haven't heard food stamps discussed. I don't say since the last racist guy tried to play the card. I mean, well, look, I can't remember the last time it was talked about.
Newt would
it has
be
a particular tinge to it.
If this were the only thing. But the thing is that Newt can't seem to come up with a way of criticizing President Obama that doesn't have some race tinge to it. He's the avatar of Detroit. He's the food stamp president. He's a two-bit hustler.
Mindset.
He's
the
got the
Kenyan
guy.
Yeah,
the Kenyan anti-colonial worldview. You know, it's like one of these things. There's some people who, like, you know, they're not looking for trouble, but trouble always finds them. You know, maybe this isn't on purpose on Newt's part, but he's got awfully bad luck because he can't seem to find any way to criticize President Obama that doesn't have some whole history of race tinge behind it.
Just one more shot at Richard. Richard, when he talked about the predictive model of the Kenyan anti-colonial, would you call that tingy, a little bit tingy?
No, that's clearly racist. There's no question about it. And ludicrous. He did both.
Okay, thank you, sir. I love it when you agree with me.